59.12.
That's good fight.
It's in there! 51.8. Man, I just can't believe it. What an awesome lake.
Bang on 7 o'clock. Well done, mate. Here we go, Friday morning, 59.4. What a fucking lovely morning. And an evening as well. Lovely.
Hello, welcome back. It's early September and it feels like it's been an absolute age since we last done a video. But here we are in France at a lake that needs no introduction. I've not fished in France before or anywhere abroad. And to be honest, fishing for big French carp is not something that really got me fired up. That was until about 3 years ago. I watched a video that Tracker released. And when I saw the stamp of fish that were in this lake, I thought I was massively missing out by not fishing in France. So here we are at the Carp Aquarium. Me, my brother, my cousin and a few mates have got a lake exclusive for 7 nights and I cannot wait to get out in the boat, find some spots and get the rods out. During this video, we'll give you an insight into the food and the facilities this lake has to offer and hopefully some of the gems in the lake will give themselves up. Right, we spent probably a good hour walking around the lake with Tom the bailiff. He's given us loads of information on each peg, where the clear areas are, where the weed is and when the fish sort of generally come from. And then we headed over to the clubhouse and done the draw. Quite a difficult draw really, because there's so many good pegs in this lake, so many pegs that you want to fish that have got like really nice margins and yeah, just a difficult draw. I came out third, which I'm quite happy with. Kieran came out first and he's gone in peg 12. I'm in peg 10 and then there's people in pegs 2, 3, 4, 5 and then you've got 6, 7 and 8 and 9 are free and then Ben's in a peg behind Kieran, which is peg 11. We've got a load of rain coming this afternoon. Heavens are going to open in sort of an hour and a half. We've got some storms coming. So I don't really think I'm going to have time to get the rods out properly. So I'm probably just going to get them out for tonight and then spend a good few hours finding the spots tomorrow. So yeah, we'll catch up with you shortly. Sunday morning, Matt has steady taken his left rod from the central body of the lake. I got the drone up and could see it was attached to a decent fish. The big mirror kept diving down into the depths, but after 10 minutes or so, the line became wrapped around its dorsal, and after that, it came in like a dog on a lead. The big dark mirror went 59.12, a great start for Matt, and the first of many PBs smashed.
Just under 60, 59.12.
That's good fight. 59.12.
That is a mega fish, man. That's what we come to France for. Yeah,
Alright, good morning. It's Monday, about 8:30. Didn't do too much filming yesterday because I wanted to get a lot of the boat work done so I didn't have to go out in the boat later on in the week. but there's been quite a few fish out. I think they've done 4 bites on the first night. Ricey had a 40-pound common, Kieran had a 45-pound common, and then Ben in peg 11, he had I think it was a low 30 common as well. Following morning, Matt had a 59-12 out of peg 4, peg 5, sorry. So everyone reeled in, went round and sort of had a look at that fish. Got some good footage of that, some good pictures. And there's been quite a few fish out since then as well. Last night he's done a lot of bites. I've still not had nothing yet, but Ben in peg 11, I think he's had 5 now.
Nice. Well done, Ben. Same rod again. I think it's had all 5 fish on one rod. So let's get some stills and slip this one back and hope for something a little bit bigger. Well done, mate.
Thanks, man.
There's been a couple of other fish out of pegs 4 and 5, nothing massive. But this corner's gone a bit quiet. There was a lot of fish here when I first got here. They've been held up here for sort of a week or so, and the weather's completely changed. It's gone sort of overcast, drizzly, pressure's dropped quite a bit, and they seem to have pushed out. So I am thinking about, once bite time's over, I might shift over a peg, because there seems to be a lot of fish sort of in the main body of water where there's no lines. There's sort of like an out of bounds, well, not an out of bounds, but a bit that no one can reach, and they seem to be holding up there. So yeah, thinking about moving over. The food we've had so far has been awesome. Get like a breakfast baguette brought around to your swim every morning. First night we had spaghetti bolognese, that was nice. Massive portions. And then last night we all reeled in and went round and had a roast in the hut. Facilities are pretty good here. Toilet and shower's quite clean. Like I said, you've got a clubhouse with a dartboard, TV and stuff in it. Yeah, mega lake. Well, I was just thinking about moving over to the left peg beside me, and my middle rod's burst into life. Pinged off his dorsal. I hate that. It's just down to my left margin. Come on. Quite deep margins here, so they're really hugging the bottom. Just plodding around down low. Come on. It's a common, I think. Can't remember what this was on. I think it was a yellow sent from hell pop-up. Just on a little hinge stiffy. Come on, lovely chestnut comet. Get in there! Oh man, God for that. 28 on the nose. 28. Bang on, yeah. Right, first fish from the aquarium. Bang on, 28 pounds. Yeah, well happy to get off the mark. There's been quite a few fish out. I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier, but I think this might be the 9th one. Yeah, awesome. What a common, and they're all like this. Really dark, mega carp. I'm well chuffed. I know it's only a small carp for this lake standards, but yeah, well happy. Just going to treat that scale where the scale's lifted and get it back and hope for some more. Catch you in a bit. Good morning. It's now Wednesday, about 11:30. Just thought I'd give you an update and sort of fill you in on what's been happening over the last few days, because I haven't done too much filming. But a couple of days ago, Matt, I think I may have already put it in the video, but Matt had a 59-12 out of peg 5, and there was a lot of fish coming sort of from the main bowl. I was originally in peg 10. I had a 28-pound common, and I kind of thought that I was sort of outside of where the main pack of fish were. So I moved into peg 8, and then Ricey jumped in peg 10 behind me. He wasn't really happy in peg 2. He had a couple of fish, but just didn't really feel like he was on them. Had 2 nights with no bites, so he jumped in behind me in peg 10. The next morning he had a run, I think it's about midday, and he caught a 60-pound 4-ounce mirror, and it turns out it was the same fish that Matt had. It just put a few ounces on.
Hang on.
60-pound 4. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's in there, boys.
Alright, mate. I'll have to have a look at the scale pattern on its tail, around its tail. But there is a couple like that. Happy days. Here we go. The old Kevin Ennis shot.
Well done.
Oh, yeah. That's it again.
Did you get the water in there though? They had to splash it. 1, 2, 3. Again.
No, miss
Hang on.
Well done, Rice.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, boys. Thanks for your help there, guys. Thanks, Tom.
So yeah, you can't make it up. Move out of 1 peg and then someone cuts a 60 in there. But no, he's a top bloke. I'm well happy for him. You know, you make your choice and you make your bed and you have to lie in it. So yeah, I moved into peg 8. That night, the night that I moved in, I had a little stocky. I think it was 18.5 pound. Really nice fish. And then the following day, which was yesterday, in here, I think it was about 6, 7 o'clock at night. I had a sort of slow take. Bit of a boat battle. There's a lot of weed out in front of me here in peg 8. Went out, netted it in the boat, half decent fish. Got it out, weighed it, and that was bang on 40 pound. Lovely carp. So that's my 3rd fish. And then this morning, just before first light, I had a really slow take. You know, typical big fish take. Didn't take too much line. Not really an epic battle. Got it back to sort of 50 yards out, and 50 yards out in front of this peg, there's just a massive bank of weed, and it's completely solid from the margin right up to 50 yards, and there's probably only 10 inches of water above the weed. And I got this fish back to where the weed is, and it just kind of beached itself. You could see its back sticking out of the water. It looked like quite a good fish. So I had to get in the boat, go out to it and try and net it, but because it was so big and it was sitting on the weed, I couldn't get the net underneath it. Every time I went to net it, it was just pushing the boat away. Eventually I got it in the net, and it looked massive. I thought it was easily a 50. So I trundled back with the boat, which is a bit of a mission, because you've kind of got a sail, big fish hanging out the back of the boat, and you're trying to row back through this weed. It's a bit of a nightmare, really. Got it back. Ricey came over, he had a look at it, and he said that was easily a 60 pounder, if not bigger. I didn't really believe him at first, but then when I had a look, the width on it, it must have been a foot wide. It was massive. The bailiff came round and we kind of explained, sort of described the fish, said it was like big long mirror, not many scales on it, and potentially a high 60, and he said there's only one fish that could have been, and that's I think he's called it the long mirror. He didn't tell me how big it went, but he told Ricey, and just like the look on his face, I knew it was going to be a big fish. But you're not allowed to take the fish out of the water here. You have to weigh them kind of in the water. So we weighed it, and yeah, bang on 74 pounds. So I'm absolutely buzzing.
74. Well, 74? Fish in there, sir! Fucking fish in there! I think I know what, just from what you've described.
The long mirror.
I think it's a long mirror.
Mate, it's 74.
They're like banging.
£20 biggest fish, yeah?
Hey, might come out in 2 days and get it bigger.
Yeah, might do, yeah. 74.
74. What a fish. Well, he's got hands like Pat Jennings.
I've got a hard decent one, like a decent one to be fair. Well.
You could have him in goal for Sheffield Wednesday.
David here. Swimming. The long we're on, right here. What a fish.
Well done, Dave.
Slip a bite whenever.
Yes! Come on!
What a fish, mate.
Biggest fish in the lake. I think the lake record is £74, which I think it came out earlier this year. So what else has happened? I think there's been 24 fish. Well, there's been 24 fish out now because there's been another one since then. Kieran had one this morning just after I had mine. So to take you through the bait that I'm using and the baiting approach, I'm mainly using 12s and 15mm Atlantic Heat and Cremino frozen baits. And then in the mix as well, I've got some flaked maize that's bought from the lake, and some pellet that's bought from here as well. You're only allowed to buy pellet and maize from the lake and bring your own boilie. Not allowed to use anything else. So in a 10 litre bucket, I'd put probably about 3/4 full of the mix of boilies. And then in there, I'll probably put 2 scoops of pellet and a scoop of maize just for a little bit of fleck of colour. Mix all that up, and then in the bucket, I'd put some crustacean compound, the liquid from Baitworks. And then once that's all mixed together and the boilies are coated, I'll then put some fish meal powder from Baitworks in there as well. Mix it all up, and that just creates quite a nice mix. Nothing too spectacular really. Then over the bait, I'm fishing with a probably about a 5-inch short rig, blowback rig, with some semi-coated braid, and then just stripping a little bit off the end just to make sort of a little supple section. The hook bait on the rig that I'm using is a 15mm Atlantic Heat hard hooker, and then that's just tipped with a white 12mm sent from hell. They've been glugged in squid goo for quite a while as well, so pink in colour. Just chopping them in half and sort of tipping the 15mm Atlantic Heat, just chopping the top of the heat off. So just create like a little bit of a flat spot just so it sits nice, and that's been doing the bites from the bigger fish. I have had bites from yellows, so 15mm sent from hell pop-ups on a little hinge stiffy. The 2 smaller fish that I've had, they've come on that, and then the bigger fish have come on the deck. So I've swapped over, both rods are now on the Atlantic Heat on the deck. The spot that I'm fishing, so there's 5 poplars out there. The 2 poplars on the left, you fish from peg 7, and the 2 poplars on the right, you fish from peg 8 and then sort of ignore the middle one. You get 23 to 25 wraps in this peg. So what I've done is I've got a marker float clipped up at 24 wraps and then took it out in the boat, bait boat that is, and then went out in the rowing boat, so just sort of with another rod with a big lead on it, and just sort of had a feel around where the marker float was, found sort of the hardest area that I could find. That was just to the right of the marker float and just short as well, so it's 23 3/4 wraps. That's that's where the bites have been coming from. So we're halfway through the session now, still plenty of time for some other fish, so fingers crossed for a few more chunks. Good morning, Thursday, about 10:15. Bite time's kind of slipped away now, and it's not really done many bites in the last 24 hours. So yesterday morning we had 4 bites around the lake, and then this morning it's only done 1. Bites seem to be drying up. Conditions have completely changed. Although the sun's out, the wind is freezing. I think it was only 6 degrees last night, and it's only getting up to sort of 15, 16 degrees during the day. So daytime temperature and nighttime temperature has dropped by about 6 or 7 degrees, and that's kind of coincided with the bites drying up. So time to switch it up. I've put 2 zigs out. I've got 1 knob height and 1 nipple height. That done me quite well when I fished Orchid in January, I think it was. The fish was showing sort of out long, just really subtle shows, fishing on the bottom, and nothing was really happening. So I tried 2 zigs out, same heights in 7 foot of water, and yeah, it done me 3 fish. I had a mid-20, mid-30, and then a 41. I think it was just under 41 pound, and that was in January. Fingers crossed the change helps today. See you in a bit. Morning, Friday now. Last full day we've got before we need to go home tomorrow. So to give you an update on sort of what's gone on the last few days. It was really quiet. I think Wednesday, I think it done 1 bite the whole day. Well, the temperature has dropped quite a lot since we got here. The bailiff said that on Sunday, the water temperature is 21 degrees, and then Wednesday it dropped down to 16. So we had a lot of rain. I think I mentioned that earlier, and that really brought the temperature of the water down. And after that, I think the bite sort of dried up a little bit. So there's 1 bite on Wednesday, and then yesterday, me and Ricey reeled in. We were going to go to the shop, and on the way out of the drive, I saw that my brother was in.
Joe, the coolest customer, fag in his mouth. Yes! Joe, get in there!
Oh, finally.
Brotherly love. Joe,
Come on.
well done, mate.
That was a 41 pound common, really dark, nice fish, and he's sort of been scratching his head all week, and that was his first bite as well, so well chuffed that he's got one, and so everybody's caught now, which is awesome. So that was yesterday, and then this morning, about 6:45, just before first light, I had a slow take. That one came in, it's off the same sort of spot, the poplars, 23 3/4 wraps, middle rod. Quite an easy fight, didn't really fight much at all. That's the only fish that I managed to get in without actually having to go out into the boat. It just came in probably 5 or 10 minutes, netted it, looked like quite a decent fish. And then when we weighed it, or I tried to lift it up in the water, and any fish over 50 pounds, you have to phone the bailiff and let him know. He comes round, weighs it, and you can't take them out of the water. So the bailiff weighed it, and that was £60 one. I'll tell you what, that's fucking bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
Hang on, Finn's not.
You know, fish will be with that.
Yeah, spins are good. Right, it's all yours.
Oh, bigger than you thought.
Well done, Dave.
Is it really?
Oh, wait, it's close, man.
It's close. I'm going 61. That's what I'm going to settle on.
£60 1 ounce.
£60 one.
What a cracking fish. Fully autumn colours coming in now. Look at that.
Awesome. What a place.
Yeah, just let it go. I think she's ready.
Yes, Davey.
Go on.
So I've had a 60 and a 70 now. I'm so chuffed, like I can't even put it into words. 15 minutes, half an hour-ish after I put that one back, got a call from Kieran. He's got one in the net. That weeded him up. He had to go out in the boat. Just as he got out into the boat, sort of above it, it just popped up. He said it was a really good fish, might even be a 50. So I quickly spun around there on the bike and weighed it, and that was 59.4.
Keep it there.
Yeah.
Lift up. Come.
Lovely. Yes, love that, boys. David, you good, yeah?
I've got one of that size.
Yeah, other side.
Other side, yeah?
Yeah.
Hang on, it's tensing up.
Oh man, look at them scales.
Oh no.
Look at the penny scales on his tail.
Everyone good, yeah? Yes, come on. Here we go, Friday morning, 59.4. What a fucking lovely morning. And a new PB as well. Lovely.
Wow. Had a 60 in swim 8 this morning. And just at the bakery, got a message to say Kieran in swim 12 had a 50. And it's gone 59.4. What a morning. What a morning. Slip her back whenever she's ready, mate.
Yeah. Yes. Yes! Come on!
Well in.
Yes!
Go on.
Hell, what a morning, eh?
60 and a 59.
So that was nearly 260s out in the morning. Matt's had a run this morning but lost that one, unfortunately. So I think totals now we've had, I think that's 30 fish we've had between us now. I think 36 bites, 30 fish. Been quite a few small ones come out, quite a few 20s. I think we've had 4 30s, 4 40s, 2 50s, which were like just under the £60 mark, so 59.12, and then the one that Kieran had, 59.4. And there's my one that I had, £60 one. Ricey's had a 60, and I had that 74 as well. So it's been an awesome trip so far. So we've still got a bit of time before we need to reel in. Just under 24 hours. Got to be off the lake by 10 tomorrow, so there's still a chance of another fish. And it seems like the bigger ones are now starting to come out there. Sort of the spots have been established, and yeah, it's looking good for another bite. So fingers crossed for some more. Right, coming into the last night now. It's about 6:30 on the Friday, go home tomorrow. So we all reeled in this afternoon. There was 5 PBs broke during this week's session. So we all reeled in, went round to the lodge, got drenched with the bucket, as you do when you get a PB. And then after that, we all had a shower, not together, and then had dinner in the lodge, which has been a good laugh. All had dinner together and a few beers on the last night, and then we've just come back and got all the rods back out. We've been back in the peg for about 10 minutes and Matt's had one already. It's only a little one, a little stocky, but that puts us on 33 fish now, and I think is about 37 bites. So yeah, we've done pretty well considering like the conditions have been slightly unfavourable. When we first got here, the conditions were really good, and then the weather kind of changed, put the water temperature down, and then we were kind of scratching around for bites. But sort of towards the back end of the week, it's kind of settled down a bit, and I think the fish have got used to the water temperature and they've started feeding again. So I've gone out with another big bucket of bait and put that out before we reeled in. We've got 3 on a spot tonight, so fingers crossed for another bite. It's looking good for it. There was quite a few bites out today. I think Joe had another one that was £23. Lee in peg 4, he had a 38.12 common, really nice dark, big scale common, mega fish. Just like to take a minute to sort of say a massive thank you to the owners. What an awesome venue. And the bailiff Tom, I don't want to blow smoke up his arse, but he's been fantastic. Keeps the place really well. All the grass is cut, the toilets, facilities are really clean, the lodge is clean, the food's really good. I can't recommend this place enough really, and I will 100% be coming back. So here's to the last night. If we get any more, obviously we'll keep you updated. Get in there! Yeah, it's good. It's a good fish.
Oh, that light. Oh, not me.
Oh, that's close.
Oh. That light is fucking mega.
This is going to be an arsehole, this is.
Slap her on the
Drop him. Yeah, come on.
Oh, it's got scales on that side.
Yeah, mate, it's lovely. You don't want that side though, do you, Dave?
I do.
I'm right, net's right underneath it, mate. Is my arm out of shot?
Fish number 6, 51.8. Man, I just can't believe it. What an awesome lake. Come on! Oh man. Morning. it's now about 8:15. Got about half an hour before I'm going to reel the rods in. Everything's packed down, rods are on the deck. Need to be off by about 9:30 to catch the ferry. So to give you an update on from last night, from the last update that I'd done, about 7 o'clock last night I had quite a slow take. Took about a couple of metres of line, then just went straight into weed. So used the fish to pull myself out in the boat, got above it, and as soon as I got above it, it just popped out, came out really easily. And then fish hit the surface and then it just went mad. Was pulling me around the lake for about 10 minutes. Managed to get it in after about 10 minutes, bundled it into the net and looked like quite a decent fish. Got it back to the bank, weighed it, and it was 51.12. Yeah, so happy. Half an hour later, just after dark, had another take, got that one in, had to go out in the boat again because all the fish that I've had pretty much just get stuck in the weed. Got that in the net in the boat, that was 35.8 mirror. Then sort of 4 o'clock-ish this morning had another take, and that was only on for a couple of minutes and then the hook pulled. So the totals, we've had 37 fish in total now, 45 bites, so we've lost a few in the weed. The fish that we've had 7 30s, 4 40s, 3 50s, 2 of them were high 50s, so just over 59 pound, 2 60s at just shy of mid 70. So we've had an awesome trip, caught some fantastic fish, and yeah, it's just been awesome. So like I said, half an hour left now, and then we'll reel in. Might get a bite in the last half an hour, but if not, this will be the last update. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Tight line.